Hi, welcome back to Spider's Web, and I have the pleasure of having another interview this time around, and it is with a woman that I've admired for so long. We have a past in Chicago jazz community, but she has toured internationally. She's a marvelous vocalist, played all over the world, and is based here in Chicago, and I'm going to say hello to Stephanie Browning.
Hi, Spider. Hi, everybody.
How are you, darling? I'm so happy you're here.
I'm happy too. This is a wonderful thing.
Yay! Well, we're going to get like 9 million people to listen to this episode.
All right.
But
9 million and one, because I can't wait to hear myself. I've always wanted to have a podcast, be on a podcast.
Oh, well, here you go.
This is so exciting.
Maybe you'll be a semi-regular.
Oh, I love it.
Isn't it healthy to be semi-regular? But anyway, Stephanie, we've had similar paths in the way that our careers have been, and working for the most part as jazz artist, and Stephanie is another veteran from the Gold Star Sardine Bar that we've mentioned many, many times on this show. And before we get deep into an intense conversation about Stephanie's wide range of interests and projects coming up, I'm going to give you a sample of classic Stephanie Browning, and it's actually from an album called Live at the Gold Star.
Peel me a grape, crush me some ice, skin me a peach, save the fuzz for my pillow. Start me a smoke, talk to me nice. You gotta wine me and dine me. Don't try to fool me, bejewel me. Either amuse me or lose me. I'm getting hungry. Peel me a grape, pop me a cork, French me a fry, crack me a nut, bring a bowl full of bonbons, chill me some wine and keep standing by. Entertain me, champagne me, show me you love me, kid go love me. The best way to cheer me is to cashmere me. I'm getting hungry. Peel me a grape.
Wasn't that fabulous? Just love it. Well, now we're going to talk about one of the many, many other branches of Stephanie Browning, because I admire her not only as a jazz vocalist, but she's such an inventive, creative person, and you're always creating new facets of what you do. So you got some wild projects coming up, but tell us about something called Tendril.
This is, I believe, the best work I've ever done.
Yeah.
So I'm not just a little excited about Tendril. I'm really into it.
Hey.
I had a band in the 90s called Ping Jockeys with a guitar player named Dean Jensen and some other Chicago musicians. And we made long, complicated, weird songs that nobody knew what to make of. And then Dean moved to Seattle, and he has been doing film scores and working in addition with Robert Fripp from King Crimson, which is a band. So Robert Fripp is this amazing musician of the future. Like he has a band called League of Crafty Guitarists. It's with guitarists from all over the world, and they perform these modal riffs and like polyrhythmic functions. It's really hard to explain. But if you know King Crimson from the 80s or from the earlier incarnation in the 60s, you know that Robert Fripp is amazing. If you don't know King Crimson, you probably know the song Heroes by David Bowie. And Robert Fripp plays the guitar solo on Heroes by David Bowie. So my friend Dean, my partner, my songwriting partner, and the other key personnel from Tendril, I mean, we have a whole band, but Dean and I are the writers, has been working with Robert Fripp, who did the solo on Heroes by David Bowie. So it's very rarefied air. So Dean has been doing this thing with Robert for 20 years, and we wrote these songs together that I think you're going to hear. Outer Fringes.
We are going to hear something.
For a fan film, and which turned out terrible, so just forget all about that. But it made us say, let's make an album. So we spent the last year writing these tunes, and the brief was fun songs for the apocalypse. So we're just hoping we get it done in time.
Hurry up.
It seems a little dodgy.
It's getting kind of dark out there.
Yeah, right, exactly. So it was a dark time. It was January of 2017, and it felt like the world was just in peril, and it feels even more like that now. And these songs are coming.
So you're co-authoring you're co-composing with Dean. Okay,
so Dean sends me the tracks, and then I write the melodies and the lyrics, and then I send those back, and sometimes we collaborate on the
so
form.
Interesting to hear how people write together, what their system is.
Right. Well, and then I said, let's try it different, and I said, send me just rhythmic pieces. And so I put those pieces together, and then I sang a melody over it, and then I sent that to him, and then he wrote the changes around it. And I would have never come up with this melody to those changes.
Wow.
But it sounds like it has a sound. It's really weird as can be, and I love it. Like, I say weird, that's a compliment. Like, people say,
of course it is.
But so it's music sort of from another place, and it's about the place we're in right now, and kind of the overall theme of it is transcendence is painful.
Wow.
And part of transcendence is saying goodbye, and it's hard. It hurts.
Yeah, you bet.
Like, have you ever seen the video of a dragonfly life cycle?
I don't think I'm prepared for this. No. No.
Well, they swim around in the water. They're water nymphs. And then one day, for no reason, this dragonfly just does something it's never done, which is climb up on a stalk, and then it gets weird. Like, another being crawls out of its back and leaves that husk behind and flies away. And that's where a dragonfly comes.
It's metamorphic.
And
a metamorphic
it's gotta
creature.
Be so painful.
Well, this is...
that's what the music is about.
And this is such an extension of you, and that's why I'm excited for my listeners to hear what they're going to hear next, because it could not be further from what you just heard a minute ago.
No one in the world is expecting.
So now we're hearing something from Tendril.
Well, this is the song that we did for the film project. So this is a finished, mastered song that just Dean and I did without the band.
Okay, got it.
Now the project we're doing, I can't play you the rough mixes because it's just not ready yet.
We're going to hear something that's finished.
Hopefully I can come back when it's done and play it.
Meow, baby.
It's going to rock your world. Okay, this is Outer Fringes.
Okay, cool. Here's Stephanie Browning. An unexpected surprise. No, it's so different than anything I've heard you do, and I'm thrilled that you're so like extended into other projects. So we're gonna go yet to another Stephanie Browning project, and tell us about this one.
Well, I had the occasion to be severely underemployed a few years ago. I lost a couple of gigs.
I can't imagine.
In the way that gigs usually go.
Yeah.
As in, like, hey, remember last Saturday night? That was your last night. So
that's over. That chapter of your life is over.
It's like, and I was kind of sad, so I started volunteering as a way to make myself feel better, and it worked. I volunteered singing for hospice patients, which I highly recommend, because you can bring something, and it's a lot easier when it's not your grandma in there, but it can help you become comfortable with the proximity of pain and just realize I'm just bringing you what I can. So that was singing for hospice patients was a real cure for feeling sorry for myself.
Wow.
And started me out as a volunteer. So if you're depressed and you are underemployed, I highly recommend volunteering, and it will make you a different person, and it will make your day different the next day than it was the day before.
Fantastic.
So
Yeah.
I also volunteered. My husband's sister, Rebecca, has cerebral palsy. She's in a wheelchair, and she attends a day program for adults with developmental disabilities. And she asked me, would you come and do music with us? And of course, I said yes, but I didn't know what that would mean. How do you do music? What you don't know. So I went and I did a sing-along, and it was supposed to be every 2 weeks, but I fell in love with it, and I called them. I'm like, I can't wait. I'm coming next Wednesday. I don't want to wait 2 weeks. So that was the beginning of my time working with adults with developmental disabilities, doing music with them. And it started as just a sing-along, and I did that for as a volunteer for a few months, and then they said, hey, why don't you come part-time? So in January of 2011, I started as a music teacher, I guess, with this population of over 100 students, and I had no experience, no education, no training.
I love it.
No orientation. There was no music program at the time. So I just went in there, and I was just terrified. I had no idea what I was going to do. But we're going to flash back to 1998. I had this idea in 1998 to make a video game that would teach musical concepts to children. That would be a video game that's not a waste of time.
Man.
And so for 1998 until today, I've been thinking about this, kind of solving it in a puzzle. What would that game look like? How could you teach music to children without words, nonverbal? So when I got this opportunity to work with adults with developmental disabilities, I said, let's take these ideas that I've been researching for the last, 15 years out of my imagination and onto the dance floor, and let's make Spartacles. That's the name of the game, the music game. Okay, so I used colors to represent the notes of the scale. Can you hear that guy?
There's a giant
Hey, no mo!
sea monster coming after us outside. If you hear some background noise, that's just part of life here.
Yeah, leaf blowers
Life
are
here with
everywhere.
Spider, anything could show. No, there's a spaceship out there now. Okay, I'm sorry. Continue. We're not going to break
Fine.
this up
No.
because you're on a roll.
Okay, so I'm going to give you something to pick up on.
Yeah.
You can edit the whole lawnmower vibe out. But no, so I brought my ideas for this video game into the real world, and instead of animations on the computer, I was making real objects and giving it to them, using colors to represent the notes of the scale, or the notes, the tones, A, B, C, D, E, F,
Yeah.
G. And then I used shapes to represent the degrees of the scale. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do.
That's
and so I
brilliant.
made each shape the color. So in the key of C, the circle is red because C is red and the circle is do. And so the shapes represent each degree of the scale.
I love it.
And I found that my students, many of whom were nonverbal or had severe cognitive or physical limitations, would find something to relate to and would be able to succeed the first time they tried to play a song, which gave them a great feeling of success and confidence and made them want to try again.
They want more, yeah.
Yes. So, I had people who were nonverbal who were able to do it right away and showed real proficiency. Now, I want to stress that I'm not looking for excellence or whipping people into shape or finding hidden geniuses. That might be nice, but that's not what my game is about. My game is
I'm
about
with you.
joy.
Joy.
My agenda is joy.
It's where art comes from.
When we're together this is how I felt with my students.
Uh-huh.
When we're together, joy. That's my only thing I
Ah,
care
I
about.
love it.
I
Yes.
don't care if we do the song we've been practicing.
You're a girl
or if we
after
do-
my own heart.
So
That's
I
beautiful.
went there 2 times a week for the first year and then 3 times a week for 6 years. And so what I want to do is roll it out. Here's my vision. I see all these students graduating from jazz colleges with student loans, and there are no gigs. There are
Yes.
1 gig for every 400 guys.
You bet.
And that number is getting bigger every day because they're getting fewer gigs and more people coming out of music colleges. And they all have these horrible debts. Why should they have to do a job that crushes their spirit while they pay off that loan? Let's give them something to do during the day with those musical skills, with that magical musical medicine that they have.
Yeah.
And let them add social value and pay off their loans and spread waves of joy. That's my vision. So I want to create... Spartacles is a not-for-profit company that I'm going to create. I'm going to train young musicians to do what I do. Now, I'm not a music therapist. I don't have that degree. This is not music therapy because nobody can't wait to do their therapy.
It's new.
It's music.
Yeah. Bingo.
Music as medicine.
This is beautiful.
So I have the results with the population. I have the amazing, super fun materials that I developed. I have a programmer who wants to help me make the app, which I'm hoping the app is going to be the thing that can spread the idea, and then I can have people who will spread the actual training. I mean, I'd love to have a Spartacles shop, like somewhere between like a music store and a like bumper cars for music, where like someone can come in off the street, know nothing about music, get involved in a class, play the bass notes to Lean on Me with a bunch of other people and sing together and like feel joy and then leave. And that's it.
Sounds
you don't have to
sign me up, baby.
Yeah, like yoga.
I'm down for it.
But without getting sweaty. Like yoga for your heart, you know? Like music is, there's so much science. So I need to write a grant, start my not-for-profit, get some angel funders, get my ideas out there.
Angel funders.
This
Are you listening to this?
Can you feel it?
I'm glad you're putting, it's happening.
It's lifting off the ground.
It's already happening, and I just have to say what a joy it is to be around your energy and enthusiasm and brilliance. And on that note of joy, we are going to listen to a little bit more of the amazing Stephanie Browning.
But I could start again. You can depend on it. And I know I'm right for the first time in my life. And that's why I tell you better be home soon. Oh, that's why I tell you better be home soon.
And once again, you are listening to Stephanie Browning, the endless creative energy that is sitting here with me, and we're having a blast. So we're just going to do a little wrap up to our visit with Stephanie, and I know this won't be her last visit on this show because she's got too many ideas. And so, in your immediate future, other than all these plans and these creative things you're doing, what else would you like to share with our listeners?
Well, I think what I want to say is, first of all, in this documentary called The Magic of Acting, and for some reason they put me in there. I made up this song one day about how we're all addicted to our phones called Dopamine Dope. I'm a dope, 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 I'm a dopamine dope, 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 I'm a dopamine dope, dope, dope. Dopamine dope. Okay. And I was just singing that in the acting class the day the documentary film crew was there. And they put it in the movie. They put it's a 15-minute documentary. I swear a minute and a half of it is my song.
Cool.
So I feel like I need to execute that.
Is it out yet?
Almost. They're done with it, but it's not out yet. So I feel like I need to get that song. Like, if people Google Dopamine Dope, I need to have a song
Get it recorded. You can do it quickly and easily.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
So I almost think it's just like me and a tuba player and a drummer, and that's it. You know, it could be crazy. No, I need a groovy guitar player. But anyway, so that's there. And then I have this, so that's a documentary, The Magic of Acting, which I can't recommend because they really didn't get my teacher's essence. But they got my song in there, so...
At least somebody's talking about you. You're out there in the public eye.
And then I think you played one of the songs that I did with John Erickson, and that's just hinting at the project, the recording project that I need to do. I heard millennials like yacht rock, which is just highly produced stuff from the 70s, and that's the music that I grew up on. So I get the feels when I sing "Baby, I Love Your Way" or whatever. So I want to make an album that is not yacht, but like yacht adjacent, of really fun, sweet, soft, beguiling and sexy music.
You're creating a new genre.
It's like the opposite of tendril. So the future is going to be just wild and amazing.
Well, it is, and you are wild and amazing, and this has been an absolute joy.
Thank you
to have you here. What fun! And you know we're going to eat now because everybody on this show eats.
I'm ready.
We're going to eat. So we're going to hear a little more of Stephanie Browning before I sign off.
Though the dawn may be coming soon, there still may be some time. So fly me away to the bright side of the moon, and we can leave tomorrow behind. Ooh, dream weaver, I believe you can get me through the night.
Thanks again for joining us here at Spider's Web, and I hope you enjoyed listening to our guest, Stephanie Browning. If you would like to purchase her CD, Live at the Gold Star, you can get that at cdbaby.com. Meanwhile, be sure to check out my website, spiderjazz.com, and you can see recipes that are accompanying every episode, at least the last few. We'll keep doing that, though, but visit and check out live performances that are coming up. They could be anywhere in the world or maybe in your home. That's a possibility, too. Be in touch. And I will pester you relentlessly till the end of your life.